Coming out of the military to being a student was very stressful. I didn't do it right away. I actually worked at like a blue collar type job for a while. I received quite a few injuries from the Marines, so blue collar work is really hard for me to keep up with. So that's why I decided to go back to school. And at first it was really hard because you're so used to being told what to do and when to do it all the time, to coming into a college environment where they still are supportive in a way, but it's different. And if it wasn't for SUNY Dutchess's vet lounge, like I probably would have been much more of a recluse during my time in. I didn't make any friends until the end of the first semester, really.
So the transition between being an officer and a student sometimes is very it's time consuming, because we go through the whole entire work week of either going to class or doing our normal work, and then the weekends going to do my military training. So there's no real break period for those weekends. And then coming back into the class or going back to school, it's like you're exhausted. I have an instance this summer where I have military training during one of my class days. So I had to break my seal of whether I'm in the military or not. And I told the professor, like, listen, I'm gonna be away for 2 weeks. And he was totally acknowledging that was my priority and that he was very accepting of it. But the time management and the affordability of where's my resources going. I also have a family with 2 kids, so that takes a toll on my academics along with my military.
So I'm still new at it. I did have, I guess, a situation when I first came to SUNY New Paltz, which wasn't really a bad thing, but it was a little discouraging. I had just gotten back from AIT, and I was transferring, and that was a really hard process by itself, transferring from another school, but just coming back from a training. And I really wasn't sure what classes to take. My advisor was very helpful with that, but I was taking a class, I'm not going to say which one because I don't want them to see this. And it was hard. It was a hard class for me. And I had to go away, I guess, 2 weeks after the semester started, which was not helpful. And then I had to go away again right after that. And basically when I got back, that teacher said that I was falling behind and that it was best that I probably just, withdraw from the class. And that was really discouraging for me, because it wasn't just like I was a student who was falling behind because I wasn't good at that subject. It was because I didn't have the time as a student because I was busy being a soldier at that time as well. So
I had a routine every day, and I didn't realize how important that was until I got back. The only thing that I had to do was, be in the right place, right time, right uniform. That's something that we say. And when I get back here, now I have to figure out what I want to wear. I have to travel to school. I have to worry about rent. I have to worry about grades. I have to worry about things that I didn't have to worry about over there at all. You don't have that set routine. You don't have that set lifestyle. You don't have people telling you what to do. You have to cook meals. You have to go shopping there. You don't have to. So I think when I came back, I sort of had too much freedom, too much time on my hands, too many things I had to worry about. I started school, I think, about 2 weeks late. So I had to worry about catching up. I had to worry about moving. I had to worry about a lot of things that I just wasn't, I thought I was mentally prepared, but doing it was another thing. And I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. Especially being separated, it was really hard. Just jumping back into school and just trying to be normal, a civilian again. A transition, it's not easy.
Yeah. When I got out, it was I went through a little depression, because I was oh, I don't even know what to do right now, because I have all this free time. What do I do? And then you feel it, but you don't want to say you're depressed. You're oh, it's something else. You want to blame it on something else. You want to blame it on other people as to why you're feeling this way. There's definitely that. It definitely exists, at least from my experience. I would say just, knowing if coming out of the military, you have a huge sense of self-responsibility, and my whole thing was I gotta have a job, I gotta be able to pay my own bills, and once I'm accepted to school, I gotta figure out how to pay for other expenses associated with that. So there was that factor of how am I going to take care of myself? But eventually it all panned out. Like I had some help from my family, and with my GI Bill that helps with a lot of the like housing and tuition. So eventually it all went away, but it was the whole taking care of myself as soon as I got out.